Hello everyone, I'm very glad to be here today to exchange and listen to knowledge. First of all, I want to wish my friends in the West a Merry Christmas and amid the forthcoming New Year's festival atmosphere. Let me extend my best wishes to you and your family for a prosperous New Year ahead. My name is Wang from North China Electrical Power University, and the second author of this paper is Chen from Qingdao University in China. Now, please allow me to start briefly introducing this paper. The title of this paper is Research on the Model of Introduction and Coupling Relationship between Standard System Construction and Process Management, which mainly introduces an internal relationship between standardization management and process management, linkage mechanism with economics coupling. First of all, we set up this paper in 5 main areas. The first chapter is instruction, which mainly introduces the summary of domestic and foreign producers, research on both standardization measurements and process management. The second is the philosophical relationship between standard system construction and process management. There are 2 sets in it. The first is a comparative analysis from the relationship between the generation and application of the two. And the second is the analysis from the logic relationship between the outlines of the 2 experienced corporate management concepts. From these 2 articles, it is established that the construction of standard system and process management are mentally dependent and opposite. After a while, I will introduce this philosophical relationship in detail in the form of pictures. The third chapter is the interaction mechanism between the construction of the standard system and the process management. The first is the impact of the construction of the standard system on the process management. The impact of the standard system construction is more complex here. We have also sorted out 3 impacts, namely process management, intermediates, the measurement of the standard system by the enterprise, process management, so the systematic integration of the standard system, and the process management realize the impact of the standard system construction risks. Further distribution. So after a while, I will introduce this philosophical relationship in detail in the form of the fourth chapter is the fourth of this paper. That is the model of the interaction and coupling relationship between the construction of the standard system and the process management. Here we first explain the definition of the coupling theory, and the other is to describe the model of interaction and coupling relationship between the construction of the standard system and process management. The third is to introduce the core system composed of people regulation, and the other system composed of many factors of the enterprise. Chapter 5 is finally describes the characters of 3 coupling mechanisms. This is the summary of this article, but also the main idea of this article. The fundamental motivation for enterprise to build a standard system is to meet the subject need of the anchor use nature of standards, such as benchmarking and criteria for input to output in the various of the standard system requires cooperability and mental process to mediate cognition. Firstly, this paper Here lists the philosophical relationship between standard system construction and process management by using the general system structure theory. Secondly, it systematically summarizes the interaction management between the two from the perspective of methodological. Finally, it designs a conceptual model with human regulation, composite system as the core and coping between standard system model with human regulation. In order to provide a new integration idea for enterprise standardization, measurement, and process management to jointly realize the ultimate value utterly. And this is you can see this is the first conceptual picture. First of all, this is philosophy, the relationship between standardized system construction and process management. First of all, here is the purpose and benefit, natural postulating, outline logic, application, and evolution of the standard system construction. Secondly, it shows the purpose, business, natural posting, outline logic, application, and evolution corresponding to process management. From the compress and analysis of the relationship between the generation and application of the tool. The purpose of the standard system is to provide evidence-based generators for the constants of the content and quality of the production or service provided by the enterprise. It is not an original factor for the value-added findings of the enterprise, but it is an indispensable enhanced factor or improvement factor. Its business construction is attributed to the multi-destination influence of standardization on improving enterprise technology, work, management, and hardware. At the same time, it can basically only evaluate benefit related input and output factors through a black box method. In addition, the total business of the standard system construction is the result of the full life cycle time integration of the standardization work. The purpose of process management is to improve the compliance and operability of all management objects in the enterprise that have the ability to execute uniform behavioral instructions, and the transmission of their behavior directly affects the operation result. Therefore, it is the original factor for the enterprise to produce value-added business. The intra-restaurant control and business evolution must be carried out in a white box manner to ensure that the results of the same behavior are unified within the beneficial tolerance, and the total business is equal to the company's production of products or service, the overall value generated. From this analysis, it is concluded that the construction of the standard system and the process management both contribute to the business of the enterprise, and the two overlap in the effect objects. They complement each other in the evolution of the business of the enterprise, and they are in a mutual dependent relationship. And this is the process management. Therefore, it is established that the construction of the standardized system and the process management are mutually dependent and opposed. Now, I will show you the second concept map. Figure 2, the mutual influence of standard system construction and process management. First of all, it shows the three features of process management to optimize the management of the standard system by the enterprise. Price management to solve systematic degradation of the standard system, and the purpose management to realize the feasible solution of risks for the construction of the standard system. And secondly, here is the standardization, saving and generating effects of the construction and of the standard system. Here is the demonstration of the internal influence of process management on the construction of the standard system. That is, after automation of process management, in the three aspects of standard service, standardization management, and standard technology, the internal laws are further valued. The standardization system tools are further innovated, and the development is further promoted. At the same time, the optimization effects of process management is reciprocating, which can concurrently drive the operation of the standard system construction in many cycles. This is the impact of standardization. Standard system construction on process management. We can also call it the complete process of standard system construction, standard system operation, supervision and inspection, continuous improvement. And finally, in the upper right corner of the concept map, the richest logic and the three methodologies of the capture are marked. That is, the richer logic is postology, relationship, process, traceability, influence, manifest, value analysis, methodology 1, standardization, standard technology, and 2, standardization management. This is cycle perspective. And methodology 2, establishment of working mechanisms, intervention and richer analysis, and arrangement preservation for interpretation system, also presents several region and interpretation consideration environments, product predictive, and the methodology 3. The interaction managed between standard system correction and process management. And now this is the three. This part shows the role of the enterprise integrated management in the coupling relationship mode. In general, enterprise integrated management is the head of the intro system. It can also the role of the risk cognition, original condemnation, interaction, and development, and it creates the burst direction of the kernel system. You can see this is integrated enterprise management. This part shows the role of the price management in the coupling relationship mode. We usually regard process management as a polar for the normal operation of the enterprise. It is the tool for narration of the internal system at the same time as the construction of the standard system. It has a risk solution. The role of process optimization, reform, and transform is the induced factors for the safe coupling of the core system. And then this part shows the role, and then is the standard system construction. This part shows the role of the standard system construction in the coupling relationship model. This is an implied premises here. That is, the enterprise can operate normally. If the enterprise is bloated or even unable to operate normally, it is very difficult to develop the standard system construction. Therefore, the construction of the standard system here experiences the for-action of risk or integration, experience post-action generated and improvement, which are the supporting factors for the safe coping of the kernel system. You can see standardized operation carries to promote high quality development. Here is a core system of standard system construction and process management. Address perceptions and basic carriers of standard system construction and process management. The behavioral subject composed of the senior management team, project group, key experts, and employees is in an active position in the people regulation relationship and runs through the transformation process. Motivation acts on standardization and process directions, forming a direct driving force for coping and interaction, limited by the difference in willingness, resource shortages, and ability range. Different actors play different roles in the coping interaction model. The senior management team coordinated the direction of the cooperating stage through top-level design, post selection, and resource action. As the basic work group of the enterprise, the project group uses its own context and inclusion to create the model copying interaction and the relation of potential values through organization and co-direction. The background entities often have a lot of management resources and can provide technology, intelligence, and fund the cooperating interaction. Employees are the group most closely connected with the coping interaction model. They have different requirements for standard system structure and process manufacture at different stages of enterprise development, and their decision making willingness plays a diverse role in the coordination and interaction of the coping model. In the purpose of coping interaction, the degree of participation of different actors is different, and all parties generate promote the interaction and coping of standard system construction and process management through the scheme of interest. Behavioral object management system to be optimized. The object of behavior to be optimized is not stable for the corporate sectors. Needs of the correct use of basic and readable international documents with potential disadvantages. On the one hand, there are problems such as interface use and process management, and its original normative functions are generated weakly or even deleting. On the other hand, it has good corporate resource and value-added potential, but has not devised all the functions through automated configuration to meet the need of correction development. The core system composed of people as the subject of behavior and regulation, as the object of behavior is formation view, realizing the dual driving development of efficient teamwork and excellent system within the enterprise. That's all of my paper. And this is welcome to connect us, dear friends. Our paper is finished here. If you have any ideas, any questions, you can contact us through the contact information so on the page. My name is Wang Fan, and my wife is Chen. She is also the second author. Finally, I would like to thank all friends from all over the world for listening to our paper. Thank you again, and wish you all have a happy new year.